Oh, great. So it looks like it's live. You might hear a little bit of clanking since I have my lunch. So welcome back to Cities Skylines. I'm Grishno. Streaming this today. We are having some water issues. So we're just going to make a new pump upstream and see how that goes. I don't think that will be the end of the world. I don't think it'll be the change that everyone was seeking, but I think it should maintain the status quo for a little while, at least. Right? Yeah, you guys are fine. There you go. So we're a boomtown right now. We're booming, and I know people probably hate grids, but I'm just gonna finish this one up for some more residential, because we want to get people into the town. We want to get people excited about what's going on here. And there we go. Looks like we'll bring some new people in. We need some services over in this area. Over here, I mean, we have some great education, and we don't have anything over here. So I think that's probably one of the big things that we need to do first. Let's see here. We put down a high school and just have a little elementary school here that feeds into it. I really like it to be able to get to everyone, but you know, it's just not everywhere. So I could build two. You know, one over here that sort of takes on the expansion, one over here that takes on what's existing. I think maybe I'll do that for right now. I think right here. Maybe here. That should be able to serve there, and then out here we'll just, you know, that's gonna serve that, and there we go. We got lots of happy faces. People love me. We've got a police station. Do we have any crime spots? Anything like that going on? I don't think so. Right now, it looks like or the majority of things are industrial. So we are still an industrial city, and we do have a big, you know, Meadow Park is a big industrial area. Speaking of, we should probably just make sure that we keep the boundaries of these parks marked, or of these different districts, because we want to be able to have policies for them at some point. I guess we have Evergreen Hills, which is the shopping center, I think. Yeah, we'll have a new area down here. This will be this side of the city, and this one's gonna be this side of the city. So, like, you know, there we go. And then we have the downtown shopping area with the high school. We might want to get a little bit smaller, just to make sure that we're getting it how we want to get it. There we go. And then that should be in there. Alright, so we have a couple different districts. Pretty excited about that. You know, we'll see how over here goes, but for now I think it's just going to be one big area. Could be a big residential area. They'll start to demand commercial, but again, you know, we're sort of building towards a big commercial core right here. We'll see how that goes. So for now, we do have a lot of commercial demand. We may have made a little bit too much residential, if I'm being honest. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna de-zone this area, and you guys are just gonna be commercial now. And again, this is where the square tool comes in handy. There we go. Alright. So I don't think I saw any suggestions. Great, let me just say I got it. So I'm gonna say something. Suggestions on what to build next. And people can write back. So it should be in the chat if you're watching. And now back to the game. So what am I gonna build down here? This could be the farming community. You know, that would be pretty interesting. Alright. Maybe that was a mistake from earlier. But now I'm able to get that there. Okay. Is there a way to erase? There we go. There we go. Look at that. There is. They thought of everything. Okay, so there's our farm. There's our farming area. And it's gonna be out by the high school. That's fine, out by the old high school is where we, you know, sounds like a great place for a farm. So actually what we want to do with this is just make sure that this is actually zoned as farming land. So there we go. So that area is farming land. We can get some dirt roads out here. We can start out pretty podunk, I think. Big roads out here. We'll go 2 across. We'll go out to... Alright. So we have... We have some farm that we built. That seems right, though. That seems good. And we'll just put it... Let's see, I want to do this whole big area, and also this. That should put some farms in here. Oh, we can buy new land. Do we want to buy new land? And if so, which way do we want to go? We can go towards the freeway. We go up here, get some rail. Go down here. I mean, we are sort of expanding that way. I guess that's another question for the stream is, you know, where do you want to see? Where do you want to see the city expand? But for now, we'll just sort of wait and see if anyone has some ideas on that later. So, I mean, that's turning out to be okay. Here we are making lots of money, which, again, is good. We like making money. I think down here is no longer going to be... Maybe in here. You as well. I mean, you're all just gonna be sort of business stuff to get a good, I guess, mix. Well, again, a nice solid mix of things in the region. So we are going to be, I think, getting rid of some of this stuff, though, which is why we need to start pushing it this way. Some of these may actually also get turned into commercial eventually. We'll see how it goes. I could get the Mall of Moderation. This mall is not so posh, but has lots of small, cheap shops. Requirements for building the medical center. I'm just gonna eat for a second. Hold on. Alright. So we could build a mall. Of moderation. And what if it was over here? So I mean, it doesn't fit there right now because I'd have to take out one of those roads. Which I think means to me that it's gonna go up here. People seem pretty happy about it. That's good. You can go check out our little mall. The Mall of Moderation. It's not a big fancy mall. But it's our mall. We're still a working class town, you know? We have big dreams. Like dreams of having enough power. That's pretty common dream for us. But we can do it. We can have power. We have achievable dreams. Space occupied. There we go. That should keep the power on over there. That seems redundant. I know I did it earlier in the stream because we were having issues with power coming from there, which means that that bridge really isn't needed. I think that you do pay an upkeep on power lines and on like sections of road and stuff like that. So I think there we go. We'll just get rid of it. Maybe. There we go. There we go. Which means getting rid of this over here. And you, I don't know what you're doing. Except being in the way. Alright. There we go. Somebody wants to live right across the street from the high school, I'm sure. I'm sorry, that little house. It was the little house. You don't get to live there anymore, little house. Because, we're gonna have a little park. We're gonna have just a little park. I'll put some trees in there. Definitely one of those, because we really like these big trees. They're just so pretty. But we need some smaller trees underneath. Hopefully that doesn't turn into like a super seedy area because of the high school. You know, hopefully the kids use it for hiking and doing all sorts of good outdoors activities. That's what we're hoping. Yeah. There's the school. Look at them. Yes, you can actually see it there. So at this point, I think we're doing pretty well. We don't have a lot of uneducated people. This is always a problem when I have a farming community. is they don't have the workers because they build an education system sort of built around this, and then eventually building up sort of the commercial aspect of the city. And farming, it's always struggling for workers. And it wants uneducated workers. It wants 12 of them. And I'm pretty sure that if we look at the education level of the city, you know, we don't have a lot of uneducated people. I guess we have some here, but that's going away. So again, we do have a big demand right now for more housing. And so it could just be that maybe there's not enough people in the city. That's pretty reasonable to assume, right? So we can build a few more residential neighborhoods over here. They won't really want to live right next to that. But the farm shouldn't mind. Is there any way to get around you? There we go. So that's sort of that. Build some farms. More farms. We like farms. Wouldn't it be funny to make... Alright, y'all. Over here. You're gonna be my country bumpkins. Once you get some water. There you go. We don't want you... You know, you need water. If there's one thing I've learned from being in California, it's that farmers want water. Alright, so for this area, for Maple District, I don't think the smoke detector ban, or just, oh no, we'll have it there. I can't do the education boost. City planning. Heavy traffic ban, I can't do that. Alright, so I was thinking of giving one area, like this area, the education boost. But I need that 7,500 for that, and then not giving it to this area and seeing if they end up working on the farm a little bit more. Or, you know, who knows, maybe the farm eventually turns into, you know, something else, who knows. We should get some cops. I hate getting cops in the city, but it's something you gotta do, unfortunately. Let's see, so we could build it over here by the high school, honestly, and cover a large swath of the city. So we're going to build it there, but that means that we are going to connect this road right there. And get out of there. So, oh, there we go. I want to move you to there. So there is a way to move things. I thought so. Move you over here. And move you over here. I knew there was a way, I was just not figuring it out for some reason. Okay, and now I should be able to turn those on. And use them again. See, I knew I didn't delete them for a reason. I'm so smart. Look how smart I am. So smart. Oh my gosh. Speaking of smart, we have a pretty big swath of the river here that we should start looking into developing. Oh. Nope. Here we go. Try again. 1, 2. And now we're gonna get a curved road. Go out to... and go over to... maybe go out here. Let's see. Maybe something a little bit more... looking for something a little laid back, you know? Like I want a little curve. I want to change the orientation of the city here so that it's really running parallel to the river and maybe even accentuating this cliff that we have going on over here. So the other thing, at some point, we might be able to build a dam. We do have a huge river, and a dam would be a great way of making a lot of power. We don't have a lot of elevation change. That seems to be the big obstacle for that. So let's see, let's expand the city out here just a bit. Probably even connect it straight onto there. I think that's fine. Probably do the same thing for here and worry about connecting these up. There we go. Alright. So that should make us a pretty good outline for a general shape that we'd like to fill in. We can also probably have some way of connecting into this system that we'll end up building a little bit later. And, you know, we're not to the point yet where we're dying of traffic problems. We do have a backup getting into the city, but it's not awful yet. So we will at some point have to start worrying about those sorts of things. But hopefully through some careful planning at the beginning, we were able to avoid some of the bigger problems long term. Again, this issue of not having people to work for you. You know, maybe what if we did something real crazy and just did like, there you go, look, you got some genuine country bumpkins. You can live right there. You can probably do that other places too. We do it over here as well. Yeah, it seems pretty good. That seems like a nice way to do that. The thing is that we could make those better. So you can run it in just a little bit. See how it's sort of in there? There we go. So look at that. Perfect little square. And honestly, we could have done that with just that one. But I didn't want to destroy this little building right here. So, plus I think that looks pretty cool. It looks like it, I think it would. Maybe on a farm. Maybe. This one, let's see, because we could just build straight in like this and just maximize it. So, I mean, it looks like a grid, right? And it basically is like it's ready to be attached, but we're not attaching it though. So we're letting anyone who lives here has to move out through this area before they can even get to a school. So we are trying to make some residents here who hopefully can help out with these jobs. Maybe that's a good solution. If you have ideas, if you have solutions, let me know. because that is a problem that I consistently come across in this game. So there's still that area. I wish I could fill it with something. But you know, we're just gonna let that still be the farm area. Okay, see, look, they like the farm. People like farms. Farms just don't like being here. There we go. So we do have some more commercial, and so I think we're gonna expand this city down here now. That area seems to be doing fine. I'm gonna leave it for now. But, you know, these may change right here, actually. Yeah. Here, probably something, right? You're not just... Probably an elementary school. Yeah, I think that's what that is. I mean, I could click on it and figure out exactly what it is. I do sort of know how to play the game, but I'm not gonna come out and be like, I'm a pro at these sorts of things. So, you know, take it as you will. This is mostly just me on like a rainy day when I am not in school, saying like, what could I do today? What could I do? And this seemed like a fun thing to do. And I was like, well, why don't I share that with people? And here I am. Long story. All right, so there's that. You know, we can worry about filling that in a little bit later, I think. Let's go ahead and get an on-ramp started over here. We do want you to be a one-way, though. I think the whole way it's going to be a one-way. There we go. So that messed up our power, which always happens. There. And especially with the river, where I'm generating it over here and having to sort of pump it over here anytime I'm fiddling with that connection. So it may get moved down here at some point, maybe away from this main traffic area. I'm still pretty happy with this. I think it's a really nice way to enter the town, and at some point we're going to have some pathways around here. I think that we'll be able to make some nice places for people to walk on the river next to downtown. They won't have much to look at, unfortunately, and we do start the pollution all the way up there, which will probably get moved down here at some point. So that's where we are right now. Just gonna continue eating my lunch. Sorry about that. I'm sure with this new mic, you're hearing like all these like little slurps and things like that. I'm sure it's really gross. It's funny. I think people take for granted how difficult it can actually be to make videos. A lot of people think you just, start recording. You just hit a button and there you go, you're making videos. But there's a lot of setup behind the scenes that has to happen. You have to have the ability to continue talking at the same time that you're doing something else and sort of explaining what you're doing like that. That in and of itself is a talent. And I don't necessarily think I'm one of the people that has it. I can sit down, I can talk about things when I'm like ready to talk about things, when I'm like, okay, I know what I'm talking about, I've done a little bit of research, or I've looked into it. But just like sitting down for like a few hours and just being like, yeah, just I'll talk about what I'm doing, like that's a skill and it's hard. Not everyone can do it. I think this area is gonna need some water though. So again, 440 is sort of the magic number that you want to get there. So they just overlap enough. We'll do it out here. 440. So you want to be efficient. You do pay per like section of pipe. So it is something you want to watch out for. It's not going to make or break your city. It's not going to destroy you if you aren't optimal with your pipe placement, but it can make a little bit of a difference. Facility full. Oh no. I could make a recycling center for $30,000. Honestly, that might be a thing to do. So we'll give people a recycling place and a new landfill that's not full. And hopefully that will take care of those garbage problems. We had some garbage problems earlier in the stream, and if you saw them, you know why I'm all about getting on top of that right now. So it looks like I was a little off when I planned my initial angle. If it was a little bit steeper, I'd be a little bit closer to the shoreline. Right here's pretty nice. I really like how that's looking. But we'll see how it goes. We're starting to get people in. I think one thing that will get people in out here is a park. People love their parks in this game. It's like the greatest thing that they've ever experienced in their entire life. I'm gonna think a plaza down here. Sunken City Plaza. For downtown, for that little thing. You can probably make one here. I think that's pretty good. We'll be happy about that. And then out here, maybe we can build. Oh man, that's a really big park. Bet you guys would love it. Bet you guys would love it. Alright, what I'm gonna do, I think, is pay to move you over here. It wasn't perfect. There we go. I know, you're sad, but you're happy. Got it. And then get one of these big ones right here. Because we have lots of space right there. So that's going to be really nice when people start moving in. And I know it's sort of country bumpkin land out here. I know. So there's not education. I mean, we could add a thing there. It doesn't look like we can afford it right now, but hopefully some parks will get people moving in. The other thing that gets people moving in, you know, faster than anything is actually just increasing the speed and seeing how that goes. We got something wrong with the garbage collection service still? Demand right now for everything is really low. It says there's a new piece of land to purchase. Take a look. Man. So if I go down here, I gotta consider that all the pollution is running downstream. So this is not going to be a great area to live. People could live out here. You know, we could build up the waterfront. That could be something that we do. It doesn't have access to rail, and it doesn't get us close to something that has access to rail. So we'd have to go this way for that. $3,200. There we go. Alright. So we have a little bit bigger city now. You're welcome, Brittany. Brittany says thanks for the amazing work that I've done in her city. Really trying, you know. Alright. So we'll keep going here. So now we have this whole area. Look at this. That's great. It's like a little bluff and everything. This is going to be very pretty out here. We do have pollution. But it goes like right across. We'll figure out a way to deal with that, though. What does that even mean? Does that mean that we don't have anyone committing crimes because they're renting out jail cells? This low demand is killing me. I bulldoze these areas to make way for all this demand, and then all of a sudden they're like, what demand? We don't want that. That's alright, we're still making money. It's like a hand over fist situation right now. Traffic is going well. I even speed this up just a bit more, see how things keep going, see if we build up some demand. At the same time, you know, we are starting to see a situation here. Where's everyone trying to get off at? With the traffic. So, there's a couple things we could do. I mean, that's pretty drastic to do that. We could do freeway. Not there because we have the park there. So let's move the park. Hey, little park. Yeah. There you go. Everyone's sad and happy still. Alright, so everyone's getting down. The thing is that these lanes get a little bit closer to each other. Just closer and closer and closer. So I knew I'd have to deal with this at some point. With this entrance. And, you know, now it's time. So instead of doing it piecemeal, I'm gonna actually really do the thing where I just jump in, just go nuts. Hopefully this isn't a giant mistake. We'll see. No promises on this thing. But the first thing that we gotta do is build these freeways in. And one of the best things I've found for freeways, especially if you always want to have the guarded ones. I know they're, I think, a little bit more expensive. The upkeep, but the sound, people really like having quiet neighborhoods and things like that. So if you're out in the middle of nowhere, don't worry about it. But if you are in a city, like I am right here, you definitely want to keep an eye on that. Alright, so we're just raising our freeway up and taking it out here. So there's that. That's gonna provide a very direct route through the city. Right through the downtown area. What we might be able to do is drop it down right here. Yeah. And then I don't think we can upgrade because they're too close. So we do have some stuff that we have to deal with. And we have to get going the other way as well. So let's see what we can do about that. Luckily we gave ourselves lots of space here. So there's that. I do not want to connect it. One of the best ways that I found to have parallel roads is to start in the same spot. And then if I go out this way, isn't that weird? It looks like the roads that were coming into the city were just a little crooked. How frustrating. Because I'm coming straight off of that. I could do just the tiniest curve out to here. But for some reason that doesn't wanna, not enough money. I mean, that would be an issue, wouldn't it? How are we doing on loans? We're not ready to pay that back. We have 35, and we're not ready for that. Oh man. Oh man. I may have jumped the gun. Hopefully not. But let's see what we can do. We can definitely get a one-way. There. Going. And just make sure that we turn that around. You're not connected, so we'll just make sure that we do connect you. Whoop. There. So hopefully, I mean that's really ugly, but as a temporary solution. Must be near a school or something. Let's see. So we wanna have a road that connects. You can see what was happening here, right? So that's gonna have to be fixed, but we do need something that gets us onto the freeway, right there. A way to leave the city. Maybe it's the park. But that means that this can probably be a two-way. We could also just do a one-way. Okay. So you should be able to just go straight through. And then, what we can do... Nope. That little pylon's in the way. There are mods that you can get that let you remove the pylons or physically move. Like you can go in and you can click on the pylon right there. But what it means is we'll probably have a little bit of a crooked road right here. Just to get around it. Out this way. And curve in there. There. Alright, so for now that gets us around that. It's too bad it's not there on the other side. But now those are all connected underneath. I don't think we need to connect here because we have that school in the way and we have this little thing set up which shouldn't have been affected. So we should be able to pick things back up. That is definitely going to clean up this. But hopefully it doesn't create more inadvertent problems than we had before. Like, for example, there's not really a good way for everyone here to get on the freeway down here. They'd have to go this way. And there's certainly not a good way for them to leave. So, I mean, what you would do now is you'd come down here and go this way. And, you know, that's going to cause some traffic problems here and stuff. It's just going to be not really as convenient. So I do need, like, a proper entrance and exit situation. But that, I think, is once we maybe upgrade this into a full-on freeway instead of just this, like, weird, oh no, we ran out of money solution. Building is burned down. Over here. Well, that's a shame. I'm pretty sure I have a fire department right next to it. Do we need more fire departments? We can't afford fire departments. I guess that's fair. I mean, we are still in a hand over fist money type situation. Let's see. This is for the recycling center. basically... You need a way for cars to get in through this road that is attached to it and out. And it's a one-way road. And it's a part of the building itself. So like the building border goes to here and this road runs through it. So I didn't have an exit. And now that I do... It'd be interesting if it went there, wouldn't it? Then you can sort of pick which way, but it would put you out here. I'd need to redo that whole thing, but this one's still full. When we get an incinerator, which I believe is around 7,000 people, which we are quickly approaching, thanks to this area filling out. Our nice little park area. Isn't that pretty? We've got some problems. There seems to be dead people around. Is that a cemetery problem? We do have one cemetery. Why is all the dead right next to the cemetery? Is it that you're far from this sort of a thing? What if we did this? Would you be happy? Like right across the street from the cemetery. Look at that! That just looks like sick people listening to music, right? Oh, they don't like the sound. Well, I knew you wouldn't like the sound. I mean, you're right by these giant wind turbines. What do you think? Your country bumpkins. And so you can hear that like dun, 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 dun. That is buildings being upgraded. So some people are happy, some people aren't. Looks like a lot of people aren't happy. We do have a lot of things going wrong, but we do have high demand again for residential, and we have filled in these areas. See, people still like the farming areas. I mean, they are beautiful, right? Isn't that just so? Look at that. Let's slow this down. A country pace. The Maple District. This is pretty nice. They seem to be pretty happy. They're building some fancy buildings out here. Lots of cow noises and stuff. It's just these. It's our green energy. It's our green city that people hate. I mean, maybe, you know, we can get lots of power out here. Could also move it onto the river and build some of these. Could build an oil power plant, which makes 120 megawatts. Wow. Oh, the substations. These are nice. If you don't want to build power lines, you can build substations. And see how it has this big area around it? That whole area. So like if I had a city right here and a city right here, instead of building power lines, I could build a substation in between and connect it. I'm pretty sure I downloaded that at some point. And I can't build solar yet. Do I want to move it out here? It's also... Not really. Not really, I don't. So I want to just have like a dirty area of the city over here. There's a lot going wrong over here. I don't really know why. It's a worker shortage. I guess that's why we have all this demand for workers, huh? Well, good thing we have a grid to build off. 3 out this time. And there. And let's build just a little corner right here. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. And just connect straight to that. And we may want to do this first. And then connect there. Already occupied. Too steep. Well, we'll have it do that, I guess. Still pretty nice, I think. Good thing we expanded the city. This is really one of the things that I like about this expansion, or I guess not this expansion, but this game in particular over SimCity. And I don't want to come on here and just like trash SimCity, because I played SimCity like 1, 2, I played 3, even though like nobody played 3. Definitely played 4. 3 was, I think, 3000, SimCity 3000, and it was where they introduced like garbage for the first time, and you had to manage your sanitation department and stuff. It was you know, still pretty revolutionary, but 4 was really just incredible. That was where they, I think, hit their stride, and then they didn't have anything for decades, or at least it felt like decades. It was probably, you know, only a handful of years, but it was a long time. And when they finally come back, it looked very pretty, and they hyped it up a lot. They had this big machine rolling. They had like dev blogs and stuff, so you could see what was happening, and it sounded really cool. The engine that they were using sounded really cool. And then it came out, and it required you to be online in order to play single player. And you'll notice I'm playing single player. These aren't multiplayer games for me. This isn't what that's about. Like, I play multiplayer games, but that's not what SimCity is for me. And they said that it was impossible for the game to run without the internet connection, that it was just doing like these complicated calculations that were just too powerful for our feeble computers to handle. And somebody disproved that pretty quickly. So they lost a lot of goodwill that they had with that launch, and they've, from what I understand, fixed a lot of those things. But at the same time, that's when Cities Skylines came out, and to me, even with the fixes that SimCity has, because I still own it, even with those fixes, this is still the superior game by far. And there's a lot of different reasons for that, but you know, I think the traffic has to be a big one. The ability to really manage your city here. The fact that, like, Like, just look at this beautiful area up here that we have. This beautiful farm, and then it transitions into this. Like, this is gorgeous. This is just great. Being able to build very intricate things like this right here, is, from what I understand, not very possible in SimCity. And it just comes right out of the box. The other thing is moddable. And that just like takes the cake. The fact that you can get mods and all sorts of different user created content sort of things for the game. I think that makes a really big difference. Looks like we do have enough money now to start completing that. So there's our freeway. It's making its way in here. Oh man, we're running into some trouble. And I suspect a lot of this is because yeah. So what to do with this? This area is just not happy. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad that it's sad. I have a feeling that a lot of this down here has to do with the connections to the freeway, because you know, you can get in here. But we are, you know, certainly missing some things that we could have. Let's see. I'm gonna try. We'll see if I can get this across. So I can get it here. And then here. Okay. Down. And then on. Yeah. Yeah, that'll totally be fine. Except it doesn't want to connect. I mean, this is ugly. And it's because I don't own that space right there that I have to try and sneak it out back here. Okay. There we go. Come on. Look at that. There. that's ugly. That's ugly. But now there's actually a way to get off down here. So hopefully that will help some people. As far as getting on, I think they're good. So off and on. is good. If they want to get on going this way, they can do it there now. And if we'd like, we can even do that. I mean, do we want? I don't think we want that. I think this is fine. We do have that direct exit. You're just not getting garbage, you're not getting police, you're not getting anything, so you're gonna move. Oh, this poor park. When historians are talking about this, multiple problems. Oh, man. Look there. Look how happy everyone is, except down here. Oh, look at all those people. They are all in the park. You're kicked out of the park, people. This could do with a lot of improvement. This really needs some help down here. I moved all those problems down here. That's great. So I mean, we'll dive back a little bit more into that later, but 7,000. We've reached 7,000. I think 7,500 is really where we need to be. I mean, do we want a giant fire station down here? Yeah. They seem pretty happy about that. These guys too. They could really use one of their own, though. Demand at this point, it's pretty low across the board. So I think we're pretty even. We're gonna let it grow for just a little while. Again, this person really likes farms. So yeah, I think we'll probably leave the farms around for a little while. I really like these areas back here. I think that's so pretty. Hey, big town. 7,500. Taxation policies, that's good. You can set up different taxing, see, like this, in region. So you can really encourage density based on what region you've put certain policies for. New zones, high density, office zones, an incinerator, metro stations, and a university. We unlocked a fair amount of unique buildings, but we don't seem to have the requirements meant to build a lot of them. Looks like we could build a department store. Not a lot of other ones. Boy, you can build a space elevator. Build the Hadron Collider Monument. Pretty cool. But there we go, so we made it. We got some fireworks, we got some stars from the sky. And there we are, our little hamlet. Which is across the river from just shit town. Just, God, this place looks awful. Look at this. I mean, do you want to live here? I don't want to live here. One day, hipsters are gonna really like those windows, though. So I think that's gonna be it for me for right now for the stream. We achieved the goal for the city. We have a lot of work to do. And as you can see, we have a whole space ready to do that in. So, you know, a couple things to think about for next time. Where do we want to expand the city? You know, at some point we may want rail, so we may want to start going, we'll say south. We could continue going north along the river though, or downstream. So I also like the idea of going upstream and seeing how it goes up here, but let me know what you think. And until next time, I'm Grishno, and I'll see you later. All right, bye.